Hi everyone, this is Timothy from www.arctimconsult.com.ng. In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to start Revit from scratch. Now, I mostly use Revit to do my modeling. As you can see, this one I modeled it in Revit. Then I exported it to 3ds Max to render it there. You can also do the same. Just subscribe to my channel and keep watching my videos. Share it with your friends, because I will upload videos that will help you to become an expert in Revit in a few months. Let's get started. You go to Revit shortcut and right click and click open. You can right click, you can also double click on it, wait for it to load. Now we are here in this environment. You may not have any of these in your own if you have not worked on any project before. Now these ones you are seeing are the projects I've worked on before. That is how the Revit brings it to us. These are the family I've worked on before. So if you are starting a new project, you may not have all these. You may have the default templates and so on. So assuming you are in this environment now, how do you start from? What you do is you click on new, and you can click OK. Depends on your installation. When the Revit was installed, if you installed the metric system, it will take you direct to the metric system. But if you installed if you selected the Imperial system, it will take you the Imperial system. Now if I hit OK now, I am going to go direct to the Imperial system, and the names of the families are going to be given in Imperial system, which may not be easy for some of us to understand, because some of us are used to the metric system. Now as you are seeing, this is the dimension is given in Imperial system. It will not be easy for some people to understand it. The wall as well is also given in Imperial system. See the name is generic 8 inches. It is not easy for some people to understand. Even if I select a window now, the name of the window is also, the types are given in Imperial system. Some people may not understand this. So if you are used to metric system, how do you go ahead? How do you go about it? So we are going to close this environment for now and open a new one. We are not going to save it. So we hit new. So instead of clicking OK, we are not going to click OK now. We click on browse, and we go to this spinner. We select the template. We select US metric, and we can select any of these. We hit open. We hit OK. Wait for it to load. Now this is the metric environment. Now if we pick a wall now, the dimension it will give us is in metric system. Very easy for us to understand. Very easy. So now if you select the wall, you see the name. This is the properties. The name is given in metric system. So very easy for us to understand. So we are going to set this environment for it to be easy for us to work with. So first of all, we are going to set the levels, and in setting the levels, you go to the elevation, to one of the elevation, all the sections. But since this is a new environment, we don't have any section for now. We have not cut any section, so we go to the elevation. We go to south elevation, and these are the default levels, so we don't need all this one. Let me remove it. I hit OK. Now I am going to create more level that are above this one. So we're in this place, we are going to define the height of our ground floor, the height of our damp-proof course, and the height of the first floor slab, the height of the second floor slab, the height of the roof. So we are going to create more levels. I can decide to push this one down by placing a dimension and change the dimension. So if I place a dimension, and I will change it to 600 mm. That is the surface of my damp-proof course. So I'm going to add another level that will define the thickness of the damp-proof course. Then I'll add more level that will define the height of the ground floor headroom. So I'm going to create more levels. How do I create more levels? You can select any of these and hit create similar. Or alternatively, you can go to architectural tab and select level. Then it still produces the same results. Now we are going to place dimension to adjust it appropriately. This is going to be the thickness of my damp-proof course, and this is going to be the height of the ground floor headroom. I normally use 3600 mm. Then this is going to define the thickness of my first floor slab. This is the height of the first floor headroom. I use 3600. Then this is going to define the height of the roof. Let's say we have 500 mm. Now we have set our levels. Now the next thing we are going to do now is to give it names. So this one we are going to give it DPC, damp-proof course. We hit yes. Then this one we are going to give it first floor level. We hit yes. Then this is going to be ceiling. Hit yes. Then this is going to be roof. Hit yes. Now our level is properly set. Now having set the levels, the next thing we are going to do is to set the walls. So we can select the wall. If you select it now, you can see If you look at under the properties, you see the name, which is generic 200 mm. So we are going to click on this edit type, then we are going to duplicate it so that it will not change other types that are in this environment. So we'll click on duplicate, then we are going to give it a name. Let's give it external wall. External wall 225. Then you hit OK. Then under the value, under the structure, you click on edit. It is here we are going to change the thickness to be 225 mm. Then under the materials, we'll click on this little button here. Then you can select any of this material and duplicate it. It doesn't matter the color for now, so you give it a name, external wall 225. Then under the appearance, you make sure you select the appearance, then click on this button here, and assuming we want to use, let's say we select this spinner and we select paint. I like using paint. Then you cannot select any of these paints. Click it, click on this button, you can double click on it and allow it to update. Now it has updated. You cannot select the color you want to use. I think I'm okay with this light gray. Then I'll hit OK twice. Hit apply and click OK. Now if you go to the floor plan, select the walls and go to under the properties. You can now make all of them to be that particular wall that we made before, which is external wall 225. So select it. If you check the thickness of the wall now, you will see now that the thickness is now 225 mm. Select wall faces to snap the edges of the wall. You can see it is 225 mm. Now the next thing we are going to set again is, you know, within the inside of the building, we are going to use 150 mm wall. So we are going to set that one as well. You can select any of these. You go to edit, just the same way we did before, and we are going to duplicate it again so that it does not override the 225 we have before. So this time around we are going to name it internal, because we use 150 wall as internal wall. So internal wall 150. Hit OK, and you now edit. Under the thickness, you select 150. Then the material, we are going to make the material to be different from that of the 225 external wall. So we can duplicate this one and we'll now rename it internal 150. Then the material, let's just change the color. Let's say I want to use a light green. Let's make it lighter. okay. Then you hit OK once again, hit OK, you hit OK. Okay, now we have both 150 wall and 225 wall. So we are going to copy this. You can allow your left thumb to hold on Control while you drag it to copy it. This one I want to, since this one is going to be external, I will make it 225. So I'm going to type MA for match property, then I will match. Then the next thing we are going to set is our dimension. If you look at this dimension, you see the tick mark. It is very long. When we are going to have walls that are close to each other, by the time you give it a dimension, everything will be congested. It will not be legible. So we have to make the tick to be shorter. And how do you do that? If you select it now, if you want to edit type, you select it. If you go to under tick mark, you see under tick mark here we have diagonal 3 mm. If you check all through the type we have here, there is no any other one that is shorter than that. All other ones you have are different types, and this is the type I like using. This is more architectural. So what we are going to do is we are going to add something that is shorter. How do we do that? So let's close this. We go to under manage, then you go to additional setting. You now go to arrowheads, then you select that particular one, which is diagonal 3 mm, and now we are going to duplicate it so that it doesn't override what we have before. This time around we are going to give it a name, and the name we are going to give it is 1 mm, because we are going to make it 1 mm. You hit OK. Then the tick size, now this is where we are going to type our 1 mm. So the length of the tick now is 1 mm. You hit OK. You can see it has not changed yet. Don't worry, we are going to change it now. You now select it, you click edit, then we are going to duplicate it again, so that this is the one we are going to use when we are doing when we are measuring our rooms. So we'll give it a name as room dimension. Then you hit OK. Then under the tick mark we are going to select our 1 mm. If you check through now, I think you should be able to see 1 mm now. You can see this is it now. This is that one we did before, we just did. So you hit OK. You can see this is better. This is looking better. It's shorter. Very, very nice. Right, the next thing we are going to do is let's try and change this font. If you like the font, it's okay, but if you don't like it, you can still change it. So where do we change it? Now the font that is used here is Arial. Let's click on this spinner. Let's try and use a more architectural font. I like using Stylus BT. So let's try whether we can get Stylus BT. It's funky. Alright, this is it. Click apply. Click apply. Okay, let's see whether we can use the dimension now. If you select it, you go to edit witness, all right, very good. Now that is set, the next thing we are going to do is, I like setting my floor plans. So what are we going to do? Let's select, we have DPC. This DPC, we are going to use it as our ground floor plan. So what are we going to do? We are not going to rename it. What we'll do is we'll right click on it and duplicate it. We'll duplicate, and when you are duplicating, I'm going to use duplicate with detailings. Then I'm going to rename it. I'm going to give it ground floor plan. Hit OK. Then which one are we going to use as our first floor? We have a first floor here. We are not going to, this is the one that is going to appear in the section. So the one we are going to use for our ground floor, we are going to rename it. I'm going to duplicate and rename it. Duplicate with detailing, then rename it. First floor plan. Hit OK. Now that is done, we have our ground floor plan here. We have our first floor plan here. Okay, I think we're almost done with the setting. Now let's go to the elevation once again. You can see the wall, this wall is hitting the ceiling. We don't want it to hit this way, so we are going to go to the, well, we can do that in the elevation as well, but we can also do it in 3D. So we select all of them, and on the top constraint we are going to set it to be level 4. Our level 4 is the summit of the first floor slab. Oh, we don't have level 4 here, so let's go to the elevation and see the level that we are going to use. Okay, it was bearing level 8. Let's rename it to be level 4. Now if you select, you can, as I was saying before, you can select all the wall here, and on the top constraint you take it to be level 4. This is the summit of the first floor slab. You can see the wall is normal now. So the next thing we are going to do is to start our planning. Let's start our planning now. So you go to the ground floor plan, and here we are going to place a dimension. And for your information, my shortcut for modify is QW, so that it's not every time I will be going to look for the icon. I'll just hit QW. It makes it faster for me, and that is my own customized shortcut. You can't get that one in Revit. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to make this width to be, let's make it 8 8760. Then this length we are going to make it to be 11813. Okay, then I am going to create similar type of this wall, so I select it and select create similar. I'll draw, then this dimension, this one is going to be 1 meter. That is the visitors WC, and the length is going to be 1800 mm. Then we are going to create our anteroom. You can use TR to trim. The parallel will make it 5 meters. Hit OK. So our anteroom is 2.010. I think it's okay. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to create the guest room, and we are going to create it here. So I can just select this and create similar. My shortcut for create similar is CS. I'm going to place a dimension. Now this dimension is not the one we have done before, so let's select all of them. Let's select all of them to be the one we created before. So you can, if you know it has selected wall along with it, the only thing you want to select is the dimension. So you go to filter, so we uncheck the walls and click OK. Then all the dimensions are going to be what we set initially. So what was the name we gave it? We gave it room dimension. Okay, that is it here. Okay, this is the one we are going to be using now. So this guest room is going to be 3 meters. Hit OK. Then I'm going to trim that wall. EX is my shortcut for extend. Then this is going to be his own toilet. The width is going to be 900 mm. Then here we are going to have a store and toilet for BQ. Now we are going to make the plan better. We have to add some things, and like here we want to have boys quarter here. So we are going to let's make the length of the whole house to be 12 meter 538 mm, and the width we are going to make it 9400 mm, and the width of the boss quarter is going to be 3000 mm. We are going to remove this one so that we will divide it into 2 to make it toilet for boys quarter and store for kitchen. This dimension will make it at least 1500. Then this depth will make it at least 3000 mm. Okay, having done all that, this one we are going to make it at least 1500 mm. So whatever is left will remain inside the guest room toilet. Then we are going to define our kitchen now. I'm going to hold Control to copy that. Then I will extend this wall. Let's make the depth of our kitchen to be 4200 mm. I'm going to trim this wall. What else? I think the plan is getting better. Now we are going to add doors. The shortcut for door is DR. So I'm going to pick any of these and duplicate it. I'm going to type 900 by 2100 door. Then I'm going to change the height to be 2100 mm and the width to be 900 mm. Okay, then I will now create the doors. This is the door to this toilet. You press spacebar to turn the doors. We are going to enter the kitchen through here. Then this is going to be the exit. Right. We'll create similar to create door for the visitors toilet. The door for the ante room is going to be a double door. The width is going to be 1200 mm. I've created the door before, so if you want to know how to create door family, you can watch my video on how to create Revit families. So I'm going to load it in now because that door is not in our project now. So if I DR, you see the door is not in the project, so that I'm going to load the door in. If you check, the door of 1200 mm is not here, so I'm going to create load. I'm going to open this folder, external door. This is the door I've created before. All these ones are backup. Let me delete them. These ones are backup. Okay, this is the door. I created it by myself and I save it in the family folder. So that is the door we are going to use. You press spacebar to turn it. Having done that, let's check the depth of the main lounge. The main lounge is 4.5. It's not too bad, it's okay. So we're going to save it now. Ctrl S for save. Then the next thing we're going to do is to create the staircase. So I'm going to use line to draw the staircase for now, although we'll use model, but not now. Let's sketch it first before we use model. The length of our staircase is going to be 3,900 mm. I will align it to that wall, to this wall face. Now I'm going to fix dimensions. Okay, this dimension I'm going to change it to the one we created before, because I don't like the thick. It's too long. 1,200 mm. And this one is going to be 3,300 mm. I mean, I'm going to move this one to, okay, I'm going to unlock this. I locked it before. This one is going to be 1,200 mm. Press enter. Then can drag this one here, remove. Let me create another one. That one is giving us trouble. I'll create more. So from here to here is 3,900. Press enter. Then to here is 1,200 mm. Press enter. Now we're going to delete all these dimensions. So we'll filter so that we'll only delete the dimensions and leave the lines undo. It is the dimensions I want to delete. So I'm going to create more. We are going to offset this one by 1,200 mm. And we are going to close it up. I will extend this. I think we have a double line here. Okay, I'm going to cut this. I'll use the offset O for offset, and here I'm going to type 300 mm. I only need 3 steps here, so I'm going to mirror this one now. and I'm going to offset this one more to create more risers. Then I'll use detail line to create this spiral aspect of it, and then I'm going to use offset now to create more. Then I'll use extend to extend this one to this point. I'm going to use slice to cut this one, because we are going to have a dash line to show the risers that are overhead. So I hold Control to highlight all these ones. All these ones are going to be dash line, and in choosing my dash line, I select overhead. Then I'm going to close this one up, and I'm going to match property. I'm going to remove this one because it doesn't exist. I will trim this. I will extend to trim. Then I'm going to use detail line to show the direction of the staircase. I will use cycle to show the beginning, the 0 level, or to show the starting point. That is the first step. Now we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. The reason why we have 23 is because the height of my headroom is 3600 mm. So in order for us to get to that height, we need 23 steps to be able to get to that level. We need 23 steps. Then the first floor slab is the 24th one, which takes us to first floor. So I'm going to add one more. I'm going to move that staircase so that we can have a wardrobe for this guest room. I will use a line to align it with this. Then I'll use extend. I'll delete that wall. I'll delete this door. I'm going to move this. I will use dimension. This is going to be 600 mm, and this is where we are going to have our wardrobe. I use DL to draw the wardrobe. I'm going to remove this dimension, and I'm going to create more of this line to show this one is complete. I will match property, MA for shortcut. I think we'll have the necessary things now. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to label the rooms. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'll use room label. Room label, and the font I would like to use is Stylus BT. I'm going to check bold so that it will be bold. I'll hit OK. Then if you want to text, this is it. But if you want to use shortcut, you can use TX. So I have my main lounge here. I have anteroom here. I have visitors WC here. Then I have dining here. I have kitchen here. Then I have guest room here. I have boss quarter here. Then I have toilet here. I have store here. I have toilet for the guest room here. I'm going to create this door, CS as a shortcut for create similar. I have saved the work. Now I am going to create another wall here. And I will align it with this. I will create more of this one. I will align it with this. I want to have a recess in that staircase area. So I'll use split SL for shortcuts. I'm going to remove this. Then I'm going to use EX for extend multiple. Alright, this is where this one is going to stop, so that we'll see the staircase from dining. I save my work. Now the next thing we'll be doing is to fix the windows and other designs. So assuming we fix dimensions now, let's see what we have here. We have 4.2 and here is length of this wardrobe is supposed to be 1200 mm. So we're going to move the staircase and the walls by 75 mm. That will make it to be 1200 mm. And this wall here is supposed to be 225 mm. So I'm going to split this. I'm going to separate this wall from that so that they will be different. Then I will align the interior. The interior I already aligned, so I'm going to match property to make this one 225 wall. Then I will align the interior. I will extend this shorter wall to stop at this edge. Then I will extend this to meet with this. In that case, the external wall are 225 mm thick. The next thing we are going to do is to fix our windows. So we select window and we see the type we have here. The type we have here is not the one I want to use, so I'm going to load family. I have a video on how to create Revit family, so you can watch that so that you know how to create your own customized window family. This is the one I want to use. I created it by myself. Then let's just fix one and see. Now Now if we select it, we go to edit, and let's see the parameters. The width is 1500 mm and the height is 700. We want to modify it, so let's duplicate it. We'll use 1800 by 1 meter. We hit OK. Then the width, we are going to make it 1 meter, and the height, whether you change the rough height or the height, it is still the same thing. So we'll make it 1800 and hit OK. Then, having said that, we are going to create similar. We use a similar wall all over, except in some places that will not use it, but in this kind of places, this is where we are going to use it. The same one, we are going to select it and edit it. We'll duplicate it, and this time around it's going to be 600 by 600, because that is the toilet window, and the height is going to be, the width is going to be 600, the height is going to be 600. Click apply and click create similar, so that will create it in all the toilets. Then we save. The next thing we are going to do is to draw the step. Then I will use offset at 300 so that we can have 3 steps. Then I'll now use trim. Then we are going to use a very big window here, and what I'm going to use is curtain wall. So I select curtain wall. Under architectural, I scroll down and I'll select curtain wall here. So I'm going to draw from here to here, and I'm going to use cut to cut the wall. I'll click on the wall first before I click on the curtain wall. Let's save. So this is our big window at the main lounge. We are going to save our work. This is the much we can take in this tutorial. Please, if you like this tutorial, kindly subscribe to my channel, click like and ring the bell so that you can be the first to receive when I upload the next one. Very soon we are going to continue from where we stop. In the next video we are going to continue from where we stop now, so that you will understand everything, how I build from the beginning to the end. I'm going to take you through from the beginning to the end until you render it in 3ds Max. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.